The neural interface crackled with urgent data streams as Commander Thexera felt the collective consciousness of the hegemony fleet recoil in synchronized terror. Across 17 ships positioned in the asteroid field of Kepler 442c, a single phrase rippled through their shared mind link. Human vessel detected. Impossible, whispered Navigation Officer Veltam, his 6 arms trembling as holographic displays flickered around his workstation. The hegemony had been monitoring this sector for 3 standard cycles, certain that the barbaric humans remained confined to their distant spiral arm. Yet there it was on the quantum sensors, a massive dreadnought materializing from what should have been empty space. The human warship Indomitable shimmered into visibility like a predator shedding its camouflage. Its angular, brutal design defied every principle of elegant hegemony engineering. Where their vessels curved like living organisms, this monster bristled with weapon arrays and armor plating that seemed to absorb light itself. Scarred hull plates told stories of countless battles, and the ship's very presence radiated an aura of barely contained violence. How did they penetrate our stealth field? Admiral Kethmore's telepathic broadcast carried undertones of panic that infected the entire fleet. The humans weren't supposed to possess cloaking technology, let alone the ability to detect hegemony ships hidden behind quantum displacement barriers. Tactical Officer Nixela's report arrived in a burst of electromagnetic terror. Admiral, their vessel mass is 4 times our flagship. Energy readings suggest weaponry capable of cracking moon-sized asteroids. I'm detecting 17 separate fusion reactors and what appears to be, by the void, is that a planetary bombardment cannon. The Indomitable hung in space like a silent threat, its running lights casting crimson shadows across the asteroid field. No communications came from the human ship, no demands, no warnings, no diplomatic overtures. The silence was somehow more terrifying than any battle cry could have been. Commander Thexera accessed the classified files on human combat doctrine, data acquired through painful intelligence operations over the past decade. What he found made his respiratory slits contract in fear. Humans didn't follow the civilized rules of warfare practiced by the 7 species of the Galactic Council. They fought with a savagery that defied comprehension, turning every engagement into a battle of annihilation. "They're scanning us," reported sensor specialist Dorven, his usually steady voice cracking. "Active sensor sweeps on frequencies that should be impossible for their technology. They're mapping our fleet positions in real time." The human vessel began to move, its massive bulk defying physics as it accelerated without visible thrust signatures. The ship's trajectory would bring it within weapons range of the hegemony formation in exactly 4 minutes and 37 seconds. "Emergency protocols," Admiral Kethmore commanded, his mental voice heavy with the weight of inevitable defeat. "Scatter formation Delta 7. Prepare for immediate jump to hyperspace." But even as the hegemony ships began their frantic maneuvers, their crews knew the terrible truth. Human vessels were faster, stronger, and most horrifyingly of all, piloted by beings who seemed to treat death as merely another tactical option. Stories filtered through the Galactic Intelligence Network spoke of human commanders who would sacrifice entire ships to achieve victory, of crews who fought on even when their vessels were breaking apart around them. The Indomitable fired no warning shots. It simply continued its inexorable approach, a monument to human engineering and aggression that transformed the entire tactical situation from a routine patrol into a desperate flight for survival. As the first hegemony ships began their emergency jump sequences, Commander Thexera transmitted one final report to High Command: human military capabilities severely underestimated. Fleet doctrine requires immediate revision. If we survive this encounter, recommend full evacuation of Sector 7. The human warship continued its silent advance, and across 17 ships, panic ensued.